Welcome back to The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for. The time right now, 8:15 in the morning. So as you're getting up to get ready for work, of course, maybe send your kids to school. If you're going to send your kids to school right now, you are absolutely late and your child is going to be in trouble. But at the same time, for those of you who have nothing pressing to do at the moment, do sit down as we discuss the environment right here in Malaysia. More importantly, environmental engineering and how the engineers have been training themselves and trying to apply their skills to make Malaysia a more environmentally safer place to live. Hopefully, our two respondents today will be able to shed some light on the situation faced in Malaysia. Let's speak to, of course, Q. Swee Lian, Chairman of the Environmental Engineering Technological Division of IEM, and Datuk Rosaline Ganendra, the Executive Committee Member of IEM and, well, the Director of Min Consult. Good morning, lady and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being on the show. Wow, just now you guys were ho, 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 now suddenly very serious. And, well, we are talking about environmental engineering. Let's give an overview. Of course, Datuk, would you like to address it?
Okay, environmental engineering. What is environmental engineering? Environmental engineering is a techno-economic solution to the problems of environmental sanitation. Okay, so, very, very easy. What are the things that impact you?
For myself?
Yeah.
Well,
the environment.
The environment, so far,
Number
really
one,
clean air.
Clean air.
There's always been a problem with
clean
that.
Air, that's
clean
right.
water, enough water as well.
Clean water, yeah. So let's start with that. So we're talking about emissions, reducing emissions. We're talking about also the smell, reducing bad smells. Yeah? We're talking about vibration also. You know, when you talk about LRTs, the impact it has. So that's air. We've got to do things. Engineers provide solutions to reduce the negative impact on the environment. I talk about water. Water, what do? We want engineers provide clean water. And we also provide solutions to treat wastewater. As important as it is for us to make sure you receive the clean water, we've got to make sure that whatever you flush out into the system is properly treated. Yeah, so it doesn't come back into the system.
And haunt you later.
And haunt you again. One more, energy. Energy, that's the other thing. Energy is a really important requirement now in the 21st century. What have we got to do? We've got to make sure, if you want to make anything, you make it efficient, energy efficient. Reduce the requirement for energy. Try and use the other renewable energy sources as well. So these are the sort of things that environmental engineering addresses.
Yeah. Very, very important.
The environment. And the last, but most important, is the aesthetic environment. Engineers try and make it as comfortable, as easy to live as possible.
For the benefit of all nations.
For the benefit of all nations.
And I also understand there are two facets of environmental engineering. Maybe Mr. Q can address this. I understand civil environmental engineering and chemical environmental engineering. The differences, maybe?
Okay, in general, when we put the science and technology into this environmental engineering field. So basically, engineer has been given a task of developing so-called solutions in terms of technology to minimize the usage of raw material. You know that we have a so-called scarcity of these limitations, environment, material, resources. So in terms of civil engineering aspect, where it's basically anything engineering aspect that tie up with the constructions and the physical civil engineering projects that we develop, for example, on the so-called residential aspect, residential houses or factory industry areas, and including of the government's building, and also the slope and the infrastructure, including the roads works and those sort of things. So basically, those things I do call that civil environmental aspect. As far as the chemical part, then we have more of the so-called the process process, enhance technical aspect, where it's cut across to some, for example, in terms of drinking water.
Yeah.
So engineer has been especially in Malaysia, Ministry of Health has been tasked to control, give a quality control in this the water treatment process, where we're supposed to maintain. I think we have been recognized one of the best country in the world to have this drinking water.
Wow.
We're well recognized by the WHO.
Oh, that's something to be proud of as well.
So in then we have the so-called the sewage treatment process, where IWK has been given the task in terms of the the process, and as well as especially now the SPAN also has been take over some responsibility from the sewage services division in those days. So now I think they're giving a full task to look into that, so that whatever things is that the produce has been fully treated and not go into the back into the water resources, where at the end we face with the drinking water affected.
Well, basically civil and of course chemical. Yeah. But we talk